Okay, so picking up where we left off last time, we had a conversation which caused the female servant to walk into the room and face the male servant. So next we want them to talk to each other. So what we need is to go to the properties of the AI and check out their voices. So we can go under speech, go to voice, and you'll see the default. You can change this if you'd like, or you can leave it as is. I'm going to leave it as is, but this is important for finding the voice lines that are associated with a voice actor. So the female servant's vserv2, and click on the male servant, go to add, speech, voice. I already added it here. It's vserv1. So vserv1 and vserv2 are the two voice actors. So next we need to go to our Thief2 home directory, and this is the base directory for the game Thief2, and under here you see a bunch of subfolders. The folder we're looking for is Schema. So in here is all the sound files for the game. What we want next is to go to this Conv.sch. These are the conversations for the game. So it's organized by mission, and in here you can see different properties for each of the lines in the game. So I'm going to find all the lines associated with vserv2 by searching for vserv2. So I can click down and I can see all the voice lines. In particular, I'm going to go to mission, this mission, and we see up here the C number. So the C number, I believe it's a concept. This is for mission 09, and this is the conversation 04. So these are all the lines. You have line number 1, line number 2, etc. And if you want to sample what the line sounds like, you can click on the schema, and you can go to schema, play schema.
Can you believe this mess they expect us to clean up? There was some moron passed.
Okay, so let's go ahead and pick this line. And instead of the schema, when you're talking about a conversation, you want to use the concept number and the line number. So let's go back to the conversation. I'll click on it. And let's go to play sound as the action. We want actor 1 to play this sound. And so we plug in the concept for the conversation, and I believe it was line number 1. So line no 1. And the next thing we don't want her to just be stationary. We want her to have a motion tag. So let's look at the motion tags that are available. I have a list here, but I also have this link. So you can see the list of motions here that are available in this full list of motion tags. I'm going to provide a link in the video below, so you can click the link and come here yourself. But for this conversation, I'm just going to have the female servant raise her left hand. So I'm going to plug a motion tag in here, conv1, which has the female servant raise her left hand. And now we have the male servant respond. So let's go to actor 2, play sound motion, and from this one, it's 1301, I believe, is the, yeah, C1301, and I want line number 5 from that. Line no 5, and I want the motion conv 32. So let's take a look at what that does. Let's go with toggle lighting, and female servant walks in, faces the male servant.
Can you believe this mess they expect us to clean up? There was some moron passed out drunk under the table in the ballroom, and it looks like they had a food fight in there.
But why? What can my lord see in these heretics?
So that's the conversation so far. So the next thing we can do to extend the conversation is look at adding a Metaproperty. That's a common thing you may do from a conversation. So in this case, we'll go here to step 1 and go to add remove Metaproperty. So the parameters specify you either say add or remove. In this case, we're adding. And in this case, I want to add the meta property M-DoesPatrol. So this will have the mail servant go on patrol. And I believe his object ID is 42. So we'll go to actor 2. So let's click on that. Yeah, he's 42. So next thing we need is some patrol points. So I'm going to go to marker, patrol point, click, create. I add a patrol point here and another one over here out the room. So he'll leave the room after the conversation. So let me link patrol point 1 to patrol point 2 with AI patrol 2. And so he's going to go on patrol after the conversation.
Why? What can my lord see in these heretics?
So he's now going to walk off because I added the meta property DoesPatrol, and he's following the patrol points. I just realized that the mail servant's ID yesterday was 1 and today it's 42. That's because sometimes when you close DromEd and reopen, the object number can change from when you originally place it or when you compile. So it's best in this case, since we're referring to this object with a script or with a conversation, that we want a just friendly name. So I'm going to call him actor 2 instead of referring to the object number in the conversation. And I'll modify the conversation now to reference actor 2, which is his name, instead of the object ID, which changed. Alright, and I actually messed this up. This is angle argument 1. Argument 2 here is the object, so it needs to go in that slot. And that should be good. Okay, so the next thing I'll do is have this actor walk over to the wall and appear to push a button and to do something. So let's add a button and we'll place it against the wall over here, and we'll add a marker. Well, let's give this a name. Click me. Alright, so marker, put it right here. We'll call it go to 2. Okay, let's have the conversation. Have actor 2 go to the marker, go to 2, and actor 2 will Frob the object. The button name was click me, and we need him to also use a motion. So I'm going to add this to push button, so he appears to push the button with a motion. And we will say play sound motion, and argument 3 is the motion tag. So that's going to have him go over to the wall, click the button, and then do the motion. But the motion is going to happen after he clicks the button. So what I can do for now is, so the click doesn't happen at the wrong time, you can go over to Schema class tags, and I'll just remove the sound from the button so you don't hear the click at the wrong time. And we'll see what that looks like.
Why? What can my lord see in these heretics?
Okay, so just for fun, I'm going to have that button spring a trap. So we're going to go to the object hierarchy, and we're going to add something called an emit mouth. And this is going to be a little trap object for shooting a projectile. So I'm going to bank this 90 degrees, or actually 270 degrees, and I'm going to place this on the ceiling. for our trap. And it's going to be up there. And now I'm going to add a trap trick. And we're going to make an emitter trap. Okay, so this is the emit trap. I need to angle this as well. Pitch 90 degrees. And we're going to place that here. And what we need to do is change the emit. What is it? This. So we're going to go to emit. And here's what it's going to shoot. So I'm going to do gas arrow. And add that. Now we're going to make the button control this. So I'm going to add a link to emitter trap 5, the control device, and let's see if that works. I'm going to go over here, push the button,
Who's there?
And it shoots a gas arrow. So the only issue with that is this actor, when he sees the other actor's body, I don't want him to freak out. So notice his bodies. I'm going to put that as false, and we'll see what this looks like.
Can you believe this mess they expect us to clean up? There was some moron passed out drunk under the table in the ballroom, and it looks like they had a food fight in there.
But why? What can my lord see in these heretics? Who's there? Hello?
Okay, so there's only a couple issues with this conversation. For one, he heard the trap go off, so I need to adjust his hearing. And also the button click happens before the motion, so the trap goes off before he clicks it. Anyway, we'll clean that up on the next video and make it all look better. But for now, we got the basics going on, so pretty good so far.